Dear students, welcome to Doctor's Academy for Taxation and Accounting. Hope the video lectures from this YouTube channel is useful for you, and I request you to subscribe this channel for getting notification and the various lecture sessions from Doctor's Academy for Taxation and Accounting. Today in this video, let us discuss the residential status and tax liability. So as we discussed in the previous videos, this Act, Income Tax Act 1961, is all about the levying of income tax, its implementation. So this is very important to see that who all are liable to tax. We have mentioned in the previous video an assessee who is liable to pay tax. Then how we are understanding who is an assessee. So the residential status is a very important factor for computation of tax liability. So the citizenship does not have any role in the computation of tax liability, but important is residential status. In the sense that an Indian citizen may not be paying tax, but at the same time a foreign national may be paying tax. So let us try to explain that with a certain example today and the basic rules and conditions for understanding or qualifying for residential status for tax liability. Now, so according to section 6, the residential status is defined. The assessees are broadly classified into two categories, that is resident and non-resident. Resident is a person who is satisfying the basic condition. There are two basic conditions and two additional conditions. Based on these conditions and criterion, the residential status is decided. If any person satisfies any one of the basic condition and two additional conditions, he is said to be resident and ordinarily resident. A person does not satisfy the basic condition, he is said to be non-resident. And a person satisfy the basic condition or conditions but not satisfying the additional conditions, he is said to be resident but not ordinarily resident. He is in India for at least 182 days during the previous year. This is the first basic condition. Second basic condition, he has been in India for at least 365 days during 4 previous years preceding the relevant previous year, and in the previous year, in the relevant previous year, 60 days stays in India. If any individual satisfies any one of these two, he is said to be resident. But there are two exemptions. Exemption 1 is citizen of India or Indian origin working in a ship or working abroad comes to India for a short visit, not for a permanent settlement, not for a permanent resident, then this 60 days and the 365 days of the second basic condition will not be applied. In this case, the first basic condition, that is stay in India for at least 182 days only, will be applied. Similarly, citizen of Indian origin who is residing abroad comes to India to visit their grandparents or their relatives in India, and their case also, it is not 60 days, they must satisfy 182 days during the previous year. But with effect from 2021-22 assessment year, a non-resident who is residing abroad having more than 15 lakhs income and he comes to India and stay for at least 120 days, then he will become resident. In the case of deemed residential status, he is not liable to pay tax for any income in any other nation or territory where he lives, and his income exceeds 15 lakhs. With effect from assessment year 2021, he will be treated as deemed assessee in India if their stay in India for more than 120 days during the previous year. To become ordinarily resident, he must satisfy two additional conditions. The first additional condition is he has been resident for 2 out of 10 previous years preceding the relevant previous year. And the second additional condition is he has been in India for at least 730 days during 7 previous years preceding the relevant previous year. If anyone satisfies at least one basic condition, he is said to be resident. If not satisfying, non-resident. If satisfying at least one basic condition plus 2 additional conditions, then he is said to be resident and ordinarily resident. If a person who satisfies any one of the basic condition but not the additional condition, then he is said to be resident but not ordinarily resident. Now let us discuss the residential status of a Hindu undivided family, an association of person or body of individual. According to section 6.2, a Hindu undivided family, an association of person or body of individual is said to be resident if their control and management during the previous year is wholly or partly in India. Then only it is said to be that association of person or a firm or a Hindu undivided family is said to be resident. An association of person or body of individual either can be resident or non-resident. They cannot be not ordinarily resident. But a Hindu undivided family could be resident and ordinarily resident, resident but not ordinarily resident, and non-resident. But the case of association of person and body of individual, they cannot be not ordinarily resident. They can either be resident or non-resident. To call them as resident, they must satisfy the condition that their management and control should be in India. If their management and control outside India, then they are said to be non-resident. To qualify a Karta as not ordinarily resident, it is just like the qualification for an individual to become not ordinarily resident. He must satisfy any one of the basic conditions but may not be satisfying both the additional conditions. The residential status of a company, according to section 6.3, to qualify a company as resident in India during any previous year, if they satisfy the following condition. So according to section 6.3 of the Income Tax Act provides, to qualify any company during the previous year as resident in India, they must satisfy the following condition. Condition 1 is if it is an Indian company or if its place of effective management in that year takes place in India, then only a company would be called as resident company, resident in India. A company can either be resident or can be a non-resident. A company cannot be a not ordinarily resident. They can either be resident or can be a non-resident. So these are the certain conditions with respect to the residential status of different types of assessees: individual, Hindu undivided family, an association of person or a body of individual or a firm or a company. Hope this concept is clear. Please write your comment in the comment box. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you.